FEMA wrote a disaster preparedness guide specifically for older adults, and almost nobody has ever read it. It is called the Take Control in 1, 2, 3 Guide, and it quietly admits something that most preparedness advice ignores. Prepping after 60 is a different job than prepping at 25, and the priorities that keep you safe are not the ones the internet keeps trying to sell you. Here is one of them for free, and it surprises almost everyone. The American Red Cross says your first stockpile is not food at all. It is 30 days of your medications, because in a real disaster, the pharmacy can be closed for days right when you need it most. But that is the small one. There is also a free government program that protects your Social Security check when a disaster shuts down the mail for weeks. And there is one phone number that can connect you to almost any kind of local help in the country, and I would bet you have never heard of either. By the end of this video, you will have all 7 priorities in order, straight from FEMA, the American Red Cross, and the CDC. This is prepping for seniors done the official way, and it is how you stay independent, no matter what happens. Let me start with something the prepper world almost never says out loud. If you are over 60, you bring advantages to preparedness that younger people simply do not have. You have lived through more storms, more outages, and more hard times than they have. You know how to keep a deep pantry because your parents kept one. You do not panic easily, so nothing in this video is about being fragile. It is about being smart and about aiming your preparation at the things that actually matter at this stage of life. Here is where the plan comes from. FEMA, through its Ready.gov program, publishes the Take Control in 1, 2, 3 Disaster Preparedness Guide for older adults, a guide built around 3 simple steps. Assess your needs, make a plan, engage your network. Worth knowing, FEMA developed this guide in partnership with the Rosalind Carter Institute for Caregivers, which tells you something about the seriousness of the effort behind it. The American Red Cross publishes its own preparedness guidance written specifically for older adults. And the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention adds the piece that makes all of it urgent, because the CDC's guidance starts from an honest premise. In a disaster, the support services many of us quietly rely on, the caregivers, the meal deliveries from programs like Meals on Wheels, the in-home help, the ride to the clinic, may simply stop for days or weeks, which means your plan has to stand on its own. So let's build it. 7 priorities in order. Priority 1. Here is the priority that surprises people, the one I gave you in the opening. Your first stockpile is not rice and beans. It is your medications. The American Red Cross tells older adults to keep at least 30 days of medications on hand, along with backups of the other things your body depends on. A spare pair of eyeglasses, extra hearing aid batteries, a backup cane if you use one. And if you use a medical alert system like Life Alert, know now that it needs both power and phone service to work, and factor that into your backup plan. Think about why this comes first. You can improvise around a thin pantry for a week. You cannot improvise around missing heart medication, missing insulin, or missing blood pressure pills, and after a major disaster, the pharmacy may be closed, the phones may be down, and the refill system may be offline. 2 pieces make this priority real. First, the paper. Keep a written list of every prescription you take, the dosage, and your allergies, and keep a copy in your emergency kit. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention publishes a free care plan template for exactly this, and in a crisis, that single sheet of paper can speak for you when you cannot. Second, the supply itself, and this part is important, so hear me clearly. Do not skip doses to build a stockpile, and do not guess your way through this. Talk to your pharmacist and your doctor. Ask about 90-day fills, ask about refilling a few days early each cycle, and ask how your specific medications should be stored, especially if any of them need refrigeration, because if they do, you will want a cooler and ice pack staged and ready. I made an entire video about building a medication reserve the legal and safe way, and it is linked below. Your pharmacist is the most underused member of your preparedness team. Put them on it. Priority 2. Costs absolutely nothing. And it may do more to keep you safe than everything else in this video combined. The American Red Cross recommends that every older adult build a personal support network of at least 3 people. Family, friends, or neighbors who will check on you in an emergency and who you will check on in return. And the key is that this network gets built now before anything happens. Exchange keys with them. Show them where your emergency supplies are kept. Share the health information they would need if they ever had to help you. Let each other know when you leave town and when you get back. Notice what this really is. It is the exact opposite of the lone wolf fantasy that so much of the prepper world sells. The image of one person standing alone against the world makes for good television, but the official guidance from every serious organization says the same thing. The people most likely to come through a disaster well are the people who are connected. 3 names. That is the assignment, and if you are thinking right now that you do not have 3 people nearby, then that itself is the prep. A neighbor you wave to but have never really spoken with becomes a network member with 1 conversation and a plate of cookies. Now, priority 3 is the one that fails silently, and most people find out it failed at 2 in the morning in the dark. Priority 3. If you depend on electricity for anything medical, a CPAP machine, an oxygen concentrator, a nebulizer, a powered wheelchair, or simply a refrigerator that keeps your insulin cold, then a power outage is not an inconvenience for you. It is a medical event. The American Red Cross is direct about this. If you require power for medical devices or to keep medicines cold, make a backup plan and make it before you need it. And here is where 2 nearly unknown programs come in. First, call your utility company and ask to be registered as a life-sustaining equipment customer, sometimes called a medical certificate program or life-sustaining equipment registry. That registration can get you advance notification before planned shutoffs, and it flags your home in their system. Second, ask your utility whether it offers a medical baseline program or a backup battery program, because some utilities provide bill discounts for medical equipment use, and some even provide subsidized backup batteries to qualifying customers. These programs exist, they are real, and almost nobody asks. 1 phone call this week, and while we are on power, stock the small batteries too. The hearing aids, the phone, the flashlight by your bed. Extra batteries for every device your daily life runs on, checked and rotated so they stay fresh. Priority 4. Now, for the first thing I teased at the start, and if you receive Social Security, this one is for you. Here's the problem almost nobody plans for. A major disaster can shut down mail service in an area for days or even weeks. If your Social Security check, your pension, or any other benefit arrives as paper in your mailbox, a disaster can cut off your income at the exact moment you need it most. The fix is free and it is official. Ready.gov and the U.S. Department of the Treasury recommend switching to electronic payments before disaster strikes. That means either direct deposit, straight into your bank account, or the Direct Express prepaid debit card, which is the Treasury's own card designed for federal benefits, no bank account required. You can sign up by phone, and I will put the number on the screen right here, 800-333-1795. 5 minutes on the phone, and no storm can stop your income from arriving. And while you are protecting the income, protect the identity that goes with it. Make copies of your Medicare card, your Medicaid card if you have one, your insurance cards, your photo ID, and that medication list from Priority 1. And keep the copies with your emergency documents. FEMA publishes a financial preparedness checklist that walks through the full set, deeds, policies, and family records included. Because here's the truth about recovery after a disaster. The people who bounce back fastest are not the ones with the most supplies. They are the ones who can prove who they are, what they own, and what coverage they carry. Priority 5. Yes, food and water still matter. They just come fifth, and they come adapted. The American Red Cross guidance for older adults is to be ready to stay in your home for at least 2 weeks, and I have full videos on building the food and the water supply the right way, all linked below. What I want to give you here is the layer most guides skip, the senior-specific layer. Match the stockpile to your actual diet. If you eat low sodium for blood pressure, a shelf of salty canned chili is not a food supply, it is a problem. So stock the low sodium versions of the foods you already eat. If you manage diabetes, plan your stored food with the same care you plan your meals, and loop in your doctor or your dietitian. Choose easy open cans or keep 2 good manual can openers because arthritis and a stuck lid should never stand between you and dinner. And buy your water in sizes you can actually lift. 4 gallons in small bottles beats 1 heavy jug you cannot carry. Then build it all gradually, a little each shopping trip, never on credit, never in a panic. Slow and steady is the whole method. Priority 6 is the honest conversation about leaving. Most disasters are ridden out at home, but some, a wildfire, a flood, a hurricane, mean the safest move is to go, and the official guidance for older adults is refreshingly blunt. Plan your transportation ahead of time, especially if you no longer drive or drive less than you used to. Decide now who takes you and name a backup. Make sure your plan includes your assistive devices, the walker, the wheelchair, the oxygen, and your medications, which go with you first, always. And then the part I really want you to hear. Emergency management officials advise older adults to consider leaving during an evacuation warning, not waiting for the final order, and never to wait to be told to leave a situation that already feels unsafe. Leaving early means light traffic, open gas stations, and calm decisions, instead of a frightening midnight scramble. Follow your local authorities and give yourself the head start they want you to take. Then practice it, once. Walk through your exit, load the car in your mind or for real, and time it. A single rehearsal turns panic into routine. Priority 7 makes sure that when something happens, the warning actually reaches you and that help knows you exist. First, sign up for your county's emergency registry. Many areas use systems like Smart 911 or Code Red, which let you create a safety profile so that when you call for help, first responders already know your address, your medical conditions, and your needs. It is free, and for an older adult living alone, it can change the outcome of the worst night of your life. Second, set up alerts that find you. NOAA Weather Radio sits on the nightstand and wakes you for warnings broadcast directly from the National Weather Service, even when the power and the cell service fail. The free FEMA app puts National Weather Service alerts for your area right on your phone. Between the registry, the radio, and the app, you have built something quietly powerful. A system where the warning comes to you and where the responders coming towards you already know who they are coming to help. And now the phone number I promised may be the most useful 10 digits in this entire video. It is called the Elder Care Locator, a free national service run by the U.S. Administration for Community Living. And it exists for exactly one purpose. You call and they connect you to the local services for older adults in your own community, including your local Area Agency on Aging, which is the official regional hub for senior services in almost every county in the country. Help with meals, transportation, home care, caregiver support, the kinds of help that make both everyday life and disaster recovery manageable. The number is 1-800-677-1116, and it is on the screen right now. Write it down and tape it inside a kitchen cabinet. And if you cannot remember that number in a moment of stress, you can also simply dial 211. That is the National 211 helpline, which connects you to local health and human services in most areas of the country. 2 safety nets, one right behind the other. So there is the whole picture. Prepping after 60 was never about bunkers or camouflage. It is about staying independent in your own home on your own terms through whatever comes, and the official playbook for doing exactly that was written for you by FEMA, the American Red Cross, and the CDC. The sources, including the Take Control in 1, 2, 3 guide itself, are all linked below. So here is your challenge tonight, and I want you to pick just one. Write the medication list, or choose your 3 people, or make the utility call. One priority tonight, and you are already ahead of almost everyone your age in the country, and honestly, most people half your age too, and when you are ready for the next step. My video on building a medication supply the legal way and the water series are the perfect place to go, and they are waiting for you right here.